Man, we're at the sweet spot. I mean, what are you gonna fucking do? We filled some of this gap here. We're at the resistance, you know. There'll probably be a short rug coming. It's just a matter of, when and how tricky, right? So today it's tough shorting right now. The setup is there, but look, yesterday they fucking grinded out the shorts, the early shorts, real quick. We took a short of the video at the open. Actually ripped some good cheddar off of it, but look at like what happens here, right? This is like kind of the tried and true thing that's what's going down. Like I'm thinking like we're about to have this fucking epic. I caught a lot of cheddars on this thing. I'm thinking we're getting some like, yeah, right, some real juicy McGee's here, and then they just rip it back. I don't know who is they, right? But I don't know why people say they, but people like to say they, so I'm starting to say they. All right, who's they? I don't fucking know who's they, but they're around. So this is a very, very tricky market to short. And it's always like that, right? Before they pull the rug or whatever. But the thing is, we have to be just mindful that even if we do get a little bit of a rug, it may not be a big one, or like more than a day or two. You know what I mean? But it always looks like that when you're kind of getting your balls grinded a little bit, trying to short, and then they're not coming in properly. So we'll see. I think Uncle Jerome is kind of doing a little speech today. Nothing crazy. It's not like a big one, but he likes to give these little talks, and he's getting a little talk today. We'll see what's going on. There's a couple things going on that we just need to be aware of. You guys should be watching. This fucking TLT is starting to pick up some steam, right? And you need to see this to really have that kind of long-term rally in the market. It's right under that 50-day moving average. It's right under that 50-day moving average. If it can just kind of marinate here and break over it, I think that's, kind of gives us a lot of room. The market itself, of course, needs a breather for a few days, many days maybe. But we're kind of getting into this sweet spot where, if this is a long-term bottom on this, then it's probably, right, a nice bottom on the market. We don't know that yet, but there's a handful of things going for the market that we should be aware of. So first of all, market breadth. Market breadth is the measure of what the average stock is doing. So T210, the percent stocks over your 40-day PMA. I don't know why I don't use the 50 on here, but I think Warden does something that some of us traders do, which is like kind of make our own to make us seem smart, and you don't need to. That thing should be a 50, but whatever. You have this thing, anytime you're under 20, it's an extreme oversold reading. You got yourself coming in, like basically what's saying is every stock looks like shit. Now you got 60%, 55% of stocks over its 50-day moving average, let's just call it. That's pretty good. We have 1,000 and then a 900-day breakouts. What I mean by that is you need to see a series of days where you have a lot of breakouts, We haven't had that. So if you see here, look, 300, 350, 350, 400, 500. That's nice, right? And you can see the last time kind of the market made a big move in June, right? It started with a thousand breakout day. That's going to be important. So the ratio between breakouts and breakdowns is also very good. We want to see these kind of things as we start to kind of build into whatever it is that the market is building into. Now, we have been in the past kind of bamboozled into these things, right? So, we've had a couple times where it looked like the market was doing a nice, hey, we might be breaking out the highs kind of thing, and then we got rubbed. And then we did a nice round, and hey, we might be breaking out into highs. Then boom, right? So just kind of be mindful of that. So we'll see what's going on here. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Let's We've seen this a few times. We've seen this song and dance. We're at this big resistance here, the old high on the QQQ. We're right at 323. My guess is just based on where the 9 EMA is, we're going to get a quick little pulley somewhere. I'd be very, very hesitant to come in hot on the long on like a day 8, day 9 of the move. That doesn't mean the market is shit or anything like that, or it's going to come crashing down. But what it does say is that, right, we've got to have some cost. We got 96 stochastics. Dude, we're at resistance on all these things, right? So if you're looking at some of these things, we've got this. So what I would do, this is the game plan that I would be focusing in on. There's earnings plays galore right now. Every day there's been gappers, stocks that got earnings out that are just pushing and pushing. And those are the ones that I personally would be wanting to focus on. So like if you, for example, sometimes we make life so complicated, right? But like, like for example, yesterday, right? This like TMDX has got some PR out for biotechs or whatever, right? And you rip an ORB from 60 to 68, like you have all these kind of stocks that do this, right? Like MGNX has news out, right? 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candles, takes it out. So this is like you want to try to focus in on some of these names, right? There was so many of these kind of names, right? Elon's got a PR out, right? Pop up 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candle, take out the opening range. So these stocks are going to move regardless to what's happening in the general market. And when you have those, then you can get yourself, right? Then you get yourself in a nice position. So we'll do whatever it is that we got to do. Cool. Now let's take a look at today's earnings plays. Let's see if we can get ourselves a little fun. A little fun. All right, so you got Lumo. This is a pump and dump. This will probably roll red by the end of the day. Oh, old Target Hospitality. I think this one might be a little too illiquid. Upward. This is probably, see, Upward gapped up last time on earnings and it just sat around. I don't know what the deal is and why this thing trades like such a rundy post earnings. I think we can add this, but just be mindful that after like it did have 1 day's worth of fun and then it kind of died down. But hey, all we're looking for is tonight anyway. So add Upward. Old Roblox. Oh, Roblox. If you look here, this is a weekly chart of Roblox. You got yourself about a $50 magnet on this thing. It's been going back since like 2000 and beginning of 2022, right? It's been this thing's been taking a shitter since 2021. There's been a long bear market for this. But the bigger the base, the sweeter the juice, right? The bigger the base, the sweeter the juice. So you got 1 year. Now you're on year 2. We're in November. Can you believe that? That's going to be hot. So we got ourselves a nice little suction, I think. It's got room to this 46, right? 46, 47, 50 zone of love. We'll call this the zone of love here, right? Where you got test. So I think you got some still room. Now it's up 17% today. It's got to pull back a little bit or do an ORB. That's totally fine. We are in the right market to take these kind of shots on high flyers. And you normally wouldn't be because the market's just been, right, it's been not a phantasmal. Add it. Roblox, that's a 6 windows too. I think a Roblox is a nice 6 windows. To be free. Tobias, what's up, baby? ENVX, Innovex Technology Corporation. This is an earnings too. Hey, normally it does 8, 9, 10 million shares. It's a beaten down name. It was just $25 a few months ago. Add it. Yes, and John pump and dump. Now this I can get behind. A little take two. Little take two Intera software. It may trade thin, but you got a nice breakout over here. AMP, this is TC 2000. Waz, what's up, baby? All right, all right. I'd add this. This has got a good good look to it. Look it. Bros. Old bros. Dutch bros. Expected Q3 after higher expected Q3 results, upward revisions. When you're looking for earnings beats, the beat is important. The upward revision is double important. You know, getting something for the future that says, like, hey, man, we got some good shit going on is always a plus. This is nice. Add this, Dutch Bros. What a name. Yeah, Bros, obviously. They got the Dutch oven combination, Dutch oven Bros combination. Hot damn. That's pure. That's pure magic right there. Add this. You know, this got a pretty low float. It's a mid-cap company, right? 4.4. But if they're going to be, you know, beating on earnings, giving some upwards, and then this is like a former IPO stock. One thing that I like is like when you have these earnings plays, if it's something that's like a newer company, I would say like less than 3 years old, you have a much higher chance of getting some momentum. Now, the big hairy Indian butt of this one is that, you know, they only got 50,000 shares in the pre-market, but it's normally doing a little bit of quesos here. Add it. Hey, the old Rivian. Old Rivian. You got a remonth of the 200-day moving average. This is also beaten down name. Look, Rivian's a big gelatinous turd. This is probably the right time, though. Right time, right market to let the pigs fly. So there's nothing that's a bigger pig than Roblox, right? But a secondary giant piece of excrement is Rivian. This is the market to do this kind of thing. Let's add Rivian. Now, Rivian's probably heavily watched. Like sometimes I think some of these names like TTWO, ENVX, Upwork, sometimes these kind of names, they're a little bit more stressed because they're thinner. But when they're like when they're less watched, you often find like cleaner plays in these things, you know, like you don't get as much like kind of things. Like you get a little bit more linear play. Just something kind of keep in the back of your head as we kind of tail into, you know, we're kind of in the meat of the earnings season, but we're kind of also tailing down a little bit. Add it. Old Nintendo, huh? None of these got enough volume. Let's stay on the downside. What we got? There's some good day two plays out there too. Okay, you got Esta, not enough volume. Too thin. Now UPST's been getting dusted, huh? That's a second earnings bomb in a row. Man, that's the no bueno. It's like in this market, when you really high flyer, you can't even get any cheese on this thing. Then the revenues are down quite a bit, huh? Look at it. I don't know if that's going to be an easy short because the SSR is going to be on it, and it's down 25%. Now, last time I said the same thing, and it ended up drifting about 10 points. It had obviously a lot more meat on the bone at $40 than $20. But in general, in general, it's got the look. Let's add it for now. Who? Yeah, let's add it. We'll see what's up. Aries got some solars have been shitters anyways, right? So setting, dumper, solar, ENPH, double dumper. Now you got Airy coming in, and they're also saying dumper. Adjusted earnings rise, revenues decline. This has probably got a chance. Like I would say some of these are going to be more like, dude. Yeah, I think we can add a couple of these here. We're little Roblox. We got Upworks. Ah, damn. I'd actually keep Palantir on the list too. Man, there's all sorts of phantasmals here. Okay, let's add UPST too. I like to keep all the gappers on one, unless it's like something that's like super hot, like a like a Robloxy kind of thing. Now let's go into the regular watch list here. We had some day two plays here. I think D-Dog, add D-Dog over, if it all, you start getting like an ORB or something over 104. I think that's got a little chance on it, right? A little day two fun. Oh, Uber. Oh, Uber. Man, this thing gapped down, popped up, gapped out. I mean, it had all sorts of range on it. Very liquid. You can get size in this thing. I think it did almost 100 million shares. Not probably the funnest for some of you guys, but when you got plays where you can get some size in it, that's nice. Like something like an Upwork, it trades thin, so you can't get that much size, right? You may be like a couple thousand shares. Uber's like it's thicker, so you can, if you did 10,000 shares, if you wanted to, you could do it, and you wouldn't even blink because there's no spread. Like that's why some of these stocks like Palantir, Nio, and some of ththese more mid-cappy names, but they're thicker. They can be nice because you can get a little bit more size in them. I think SQ, a couple 2 inside days. I think 2 inside days after the earnings is nice, right? You get 2 inside days after earnings. You got earnings. Now you're marinating 1 inside day, 2 inside day. You start to take out that 52-ish. Man, you're gonna have yourself some good God-fearing Christian fun. Roblox, Rivian, man. We're gonna have all sorts of fun today. We got Roblox, we got Rivian, and then if the market starts to shred, I think we're gonna get a short probably in the indexes. Keep an eye on Levi trades indexes very good, much better than me. We'll wait and see what he says, but probably we'll get maybe some zero DTE fun. We'll get a little zero DTE fun. And I'd probably go personally with the Qs. He likes to do the SPY, but we'll see kind of how those react. What are we missing here? Guys, give me the juice. What are we missing? I want to hit these. I want to hit some of these inside days post earnings. So we got SQ. I'm thinking Palantir, right? Inside. Watch that 19 spot. Inside. Watch that 19 spot. That's going to be a buenos. Doxon's got a series of kind of chill days after its earnings too. I think that one's going to have a little day two fun also. Let's add this D-Dog too. That's the list I'm sticking to it. So in general, let me repeat this. We have all these earnings plays. That's bucket one. You have bucket two, day two earnings play, right? So that's like your stuff like D-Dog, where you can go red to green, things of that nature. Bucket three is we are looking at a potential, right, short in the general market on some of these techie names that are very extended based on the QQQ. And we could just take the QQQ, frankly, right? The SPY's at resistance. So if we need a short, we can, right? We've got NVIDIA into the trend line resistance. I'd love to take down this fucking Microsoft. If we get one more push into, like, let's say 365, anywhere from 364, 365. You can see the 9 EMA on this is like $10 away. Yeah. We take that thing down, like Apple's at a kind of pop, not top, right? But a little bit of resistance. You can trade around these levels here and we can make ourselves some fun. This is the 1-6 windows. I got 2-6 windows. We're watching 12 stocks plus the, the indexes and all that kind of stuff. If you can't do that many, right, just narrow it down to, say, your top 6. And then you're going to be good. All right, let's go do what we do, which is the do. All right, let's do it, peoples. You know what we got to do. The do